Okay, I am going to do this video of a nature walk I took for my science extra credit. The 10 points, take a nature walk on your walk, make note of the ecosystem dynamics you observe and all that sort of stuff. And hopefully this goes 5 minutes. So, I guess I'll start going like in chronological order and everything. So, I guess to start off, I went on this walk with my mom and I took my dog, who's here in the background. She won't say hi because she's really tired. Um, and we just like went around our property. We have like 16 acres, and we have like, a trail cut around the pond on our property, and so we just went on that, and usually going on a walk like that takes us about half an hour to go around, and so while we were there, we just like talked and just looked at nature, and we got a really good view of the lake that we go by whenever we walk on the dam. That's part of the trail. So I guess some like pretty like interesting stuff that about the nature walk was actually not before we even got on the walk. um, as we were walking out of our driveway, I saw a red-tailed hawk and heard the red-tailed hawk actually. I heard it first. I was walking down the driveway, and like I all of a sudden I hear the red-tailed hawk like do its like screech sort of thing above me, and I look up and I see it, and then like I couldn't see couldn't see it very well, but I saw it coming at us, and then I like watched it as it just went overhead. All I could see was like the silhouette of it, but I could definitely tell it was a hawk, especially by the call. And then just I watched it as we kept walking, and I kept watching it and just went outside eventually. So and then once we got on the walk, we were walking for about 2 minutes, and then I heard off to my right the sound of our creek. Well, one of our creeks, since we have like I think 3 or 4 creeks that actually run all into our pond that we have. So I was we walked by the north, I guess, eastern creek, the base of that. Okay. And then I guess while we were walking, I like we were hearing we never actually went through the woods. We went like around it and like around the woods, I guess. And while we were walking, we heard, I counted, I think 4, yeah, 4 um, bird, bird songs. I don't think they were all talking, I'm pretty sure they can't understand each other, but, it might have been like territorial or something, like, I mean, species communicating with with the others of its species, and then just and maybe like some birds calling to other birds that are not of its species, saying, "This is my area. Stay out of here." Because I know a lot of birds tend to do that. And then as we're walking by, see a lot of like we see a lot of there's a lot of decay in the woods. It's not like it's dying or anything, but I'd say it's a pretty healthy woods because there seems to be like a lot of trees coming up that are like smaller trees. There's some really big trees, and then there's a bunch of dead trees that just fall all around the ground, which is actually pretty cool to check out because sometimes they'll be hollowed out on the inside, and you can actually you can actually catch some like watch some like I've seen like some rabbits run out from inside the logs. Um, and then about halfway through the walk, I saw some cattails along the edge of the pond. Um, and most of them are dead though. I don't think those are coming out of dormancy just yet. Um, while we're on the walk, saw some deer tracks, poop and rubbing. Um, and trails. So poop as of course as in like the little tiny stuff. Rubbing as in from the bucks, how they like during whenever they go into the rut when it's mating season, they go up to trees like the smaller sapling sort of things, and they actually use their antlers and they scrape bark off it to mark their territory. And my dog wants out. I'll get to her. Um, and I saw it on the way. We saw a sinkhole in the ground about I'd say about like 3 feet in diameter on all sides, and about like maybe 2 feet deep. And I'm pretty sure it's from probably an underground like channel. if that makes sense, like an underground like sort of creek thing, and that was just a spot where the ground sank in. Um, as we were walking, saw some moss on the ground, probably from like I don't know, maybe like some like animal urinating there or something. Because I think sometimes moss might use that as like use that to grow. And oh, and some pretty cool stuff we saw were beaver signs. Like we saw like trees that were like actually like, well, not exactly trees, but more like the stumps of trees, and it looked as if they had been sharpened like they've been cut off and then sharpened because from the beaver chewing them out and knocking them down. And saw some like signs of coyotes, like saw some tracks, saw some poop. That's not exactly that. I guess that's not very interesting though. I mean, it's really fun to hear coyotes at night though. I've slept outside sometimes. And I can hear them howling and like barking at each other. But so yeah, I mean, that's my nature walk. Didn't see much else, I guess.